What's good, people? And we are live. It's your man DL Saint. DL Saint, I really want to know podcast. I hope y'all are having a good Friday, or as a good friend of mine in Sarasota calls it, Friday. Uh, Ladies, dudes don't think that's cute. They just want to smash when y'all say stuff like that. It's Friday. It's like, yeah, bend over and pick something up. Just being honest with you, that's some girl stuff. But shout out to you, my people down there in Sarasota, man. I'm just joking. I'm just telling the truth because she is fine. So anyway, um, hope y'all having a good Friday, man. I hope your day went well. I hope all is well on your end. Yesterday, I had a pretty full day. Things was going good. The best part of yesterday is I went to get my daughter. She spends the summers with her mom. She decided she wanted to come home a little early. She's like, I'm gonna come home. I went and got her. I've been on cloud nine ever since. I'm telling you, man, kids are expensive, but they are amazing. They are amazing. I'm so happy I'm a dad. I've been smiling since she jumped in the car. I didn't know what to do with myself. It was like all the holidays wrapped into one just because I get to see my little girl. She's only been gone like I don't know, a month. maybe a month and a week. Feels like forever. I swear she grew like an inch. She gets taller every time I see her. It's like amazing. So anyway, I'm happy. I can't be happier. Couldn't be any happier. Had a full day. I did two shows. I did a show on sugar daddies, the rise of the sugar daddy. Did a show on that. But I thought it was a pretty good show, man. Y'all might want to check that out, man. I read an article that came out in Yahoo UK talking about the increase in searches for sugar daddy. It's gone up almost 50%, like 40 something percent, I forget. Um, and it's just talking about how the economy and what's going on now, not just the economy here in the U.S., but the economy worldwide. And this article was out of the UK. How people, in particular women, are making mate choices, shall we say, dating choices, based on the male's ability to help them at least maintain their lifestyle or increase their lifestyle. So people are looking into sugar sites. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. They've been talking for a long time about that sugar site finesse game. You know what I mean? And now you see why, for those of you, for those of my, young brothers out there who follow the manosphere, the RP space, now you see why they were talking about it, because it's a thing. Women are coming to these sites, these sugar sites, and this is who they want to date. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Y'all should check it out. Let me know what y'all think. Then after that, I jumped on my buddy Ty Barnett's live Facebook stream. He asked me to jump on, and we were talking about the topic we're about to talk about right now. We're talking about Brittney Griner. In fact, that's what planted the seed on this. And I was like, all right, yeah, it was good to whenever I get an opportunity to work with my man Ty Barnett, I do it. He is one hell of a comedian, a hardworking brother, a dad, two beautiful grown daughters. Man, he did it right, y'all. He did it absolutely right. So whenever I get a chance to work with that guy, I do. So go check him out. Support him absolutely. Ty Barnett, I think is comedian Ty Barnett on Instagram. I think he's on Facebook. I'm gonna link his stuff to this below for the replay. But yeah, definitely go support my brother over there. He's always trying to go like to New York because that's where he loves to go do his stand up. That's his mecca. He's actually invited me to tag along it was earlier. Well, it was last year. It was the first time I got to go to New York and actually do some stand up, man. It was a blast. I see what he means about it. Shout out to New York, man. Y'all, that's one of the best places for stand up because, man, if you can make them laugh in New York, you got something. And I did that. And then after that, I had my brother Rook come on, and we did a 2-hour plus show about the history of warrior women. Yo, that show was fire. I'm just gonna tell you right now, that was the best show I've ever done. Rook, shout out to you, bro. He dropped so many gems just talking about the historic facts of warrior women. It's not to say that men weren't doing their thing. It's just the topic was warrior women. And we covered everything, man, like everything. You got to go back and watch that one. And at one point he was talking about one of the women who were involved with the 300 when the Persians came to attack, and everyone's heard about Leonidas and the 300 in the Battle of Thermopylae. Was another battle that took place on the water, and Xerxes, King Xerxes, his top naval warrior was female, and she was in command of all these boats, and of course they lost. She tried to tell Xerxes, "Don't do it. It's a trap where we would lose." She survived the battle, and when she was leaving the battle, she had to actually fight her way through an allied ship that was trying to block her in. She went, destroyed his ship. Xerxes was watching, and he made a statement. And this is what blew my mind, because Rook is always on his thing. Rook was saying that Xerxes said that my women are men and my men are women, or words to that effect. He's basically saying my toughest soldier is a chick, and all my men are out here like acting like girls or something like that. And then I actually looked it up, and yeah, Rook was spot on. He was absolutely right, and it was something more to. I think Xerxes was saying that my women are made of men parts and my men are made of women parts, something like that. But basically, he was saying, man, these dudes are soft. Sounds familiar. That was Xerxes back in the 3rd century. I think it was saying that. Here we are, 2022, and yeah, I think men are made of women parts and women are made of men parts. Men are afraid to be men, and women are taking the lead. So hey, I just wanted to throw that out there. Y'all check that out if y'all get a chance. Again, shout out to Rook for doing that show. And Rook's going to be on here once a month. We're going to be talking about something from history moving forward every once a month. So be looking for that. Brother Jason, what's good? Thanks for coming in, man, showing the support. Reference Brittney, she failed herself. Yeah, we're about to get into that. Candace M, what's going on? One of my favorite people on the planet. Can't wait to meet you, Candace. They're getting real close to that 1 million. When they hit that 1 million, remember, you coming to that party. You know what I mean? You and your husband coming down there. We're going to make sure that happens. Got to get you down there. One of the monster miles over there in Fresh and Fit. Good afternoon, DL Saint and the chat. Hit the like button on your way in. Yeah, please hit the like button on your way in. Thank you so much for the love, Candace. I appreciate it. I mean, I truly do appreciate it. You know, again, day ones. I'm still early. I'm still new to this, and I'm loving it. So let's get into it, y'all. I purposely stayed away from this story when it first broke. I just did. I was just, you know, it was what it was. I mean, I don't have to get into this. I just stayed away from it. But now it's an ongoing thing, and I got to talk about it. I was talking about it on Ty Barnett's Fresh Facebook live stream. So I'm going to have to talk about it here. So, Brittney, y'all know what it is. You know, Brittney Griner, she is a WNBA star phenom in her world. Here in the U.S., and she also plays overseas. She was playing for a Russian team, and she was stopped trying to get out of the country at an airport. I think she was trying to get out of the country, but she was stopped at an airport. She had marijuana on her person. She had a vape and like marijuana, I guess, products or whatever, paraphernalia, whatever they want to call it. She was taken into custody, and she remains in custody to this day. She's facing charges. I'm not sure how much time she's looking at. I don't know what's going on as far as severities. Like, you know, again, Russia is way different than America. But I did hear, but I did not confirm this, but I did hear she may be facing up to 10 years for this infraction of their law. And I didn't, you know, it's easy to look up, y'all. If you would just read any story, I'm sure they'll break it down. But yeah, that's what's going on with her right now. So, you know, I was just like, all right, this is how it works. You know, this is how it works. So the one thing before I even start into this article right here from the Associated Press, this was an article today, and you can see the headline there. WNBA star had doctor's note for cannabis use. She had a doctor's note. All right, so before I even get into that, people need to understand something. All right, America is America. In America, There's certain things that we take for granted in America. The way we do business here in the United States is our business. It's our business, American business. This is how we get down, is what we do. These are our laws. These are our rules. This is how we roll. All right? Here is how we roll. I say this all the time. Americans today are victims of our own success. We are. Because America's over here just sitting around doing what they do, and they just assume that the rest of the world operates like this. Right? The freedoms that we do have freedoms. There are privileges here that you get in America that you don't get anywhere else on planet Earth, right? Our law system, as bad as it is, I would much rather deal with this law system than some other systems on the planet in other countries, depending on the case. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like being places like Mexico or Colombia, you know what I mean, or Brazil, where you can, they pull you over for a little traffic ticket, man, you can go ahead and break them off a little bit. Give me $100 or something like that, and then they'll escort you to wherever you want to go. I don't have a problem with that kind of a system. However, you know, any system that can be bought, it can be bought and used against you. So I'll take the American judicial system, as bad as it is, over what's going on in most areas on planet Earth. And the one case that I cite is the O.J. Simpson case. The thing is, in America, we know, like, we got this problem with racism. It is a thing. We have classism, we have racism, we have all this stuff melted into one. It is a thing. But when O.J. beat that case, he got away with 2 counts of murder, vicious murder. When he beat that case, I'm like, all right, that's when I began to look at the 1%. Okay, you got enough money, you can buy the best defense and get yourself out of some pretty sticky situations. Don't matter what color you are, because I thought he was done. Black man did what he did to them people. I thought he was done, but he beat the case. Shout out to Johnny Cochran, rest in peace. He made it happen. Love don't fit, you must have quit. I will never forget that. Anyway, America works different. The world is not America. Do y'all dig? The world is not America. All right? I wanted to start there. And then you look at the title, like, you know, that who failed Brittney? Who failed her? I'm going to have to put that on her management team. They should have known. They should have known. Point blank, period. Candace M., great point, DL. America cannot move the same way when they are in other countries. Yeah, Americans cannot. You cannot move the same way that you move in America. You cannot. Even if you go into a place comparable, first world country, even if you're going to the United Kingdom, or you're going to Canada, or you're going to Australia, New Zealand, right? You're going, France. You still can't move the way we move unless you understand their system, period. In their first world. You know what I mean? United Kingdom, Great Britain, they've been doing it a long time, right? They know what's up. You got to know how to move, people. You got to know how to move. So, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. We got it pulled up right here. Let's just go ahead and look at this. And this, again, AP, Associated Press. And this is somewhere in Russia. Kahimki, Russia. I don't know how to pronounce that. That was my shot right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we know we're talking about Russia. A lawyer for the WNBA star, Brittney Griner, at her drug possession trial in Russia on Friday, gave the court a U.S. doctor's letter recommending she use medical cannabis to treat pain. Y'all see that right there? Right off rip. Right off rip. Do you think a Russian judge in a Russian court that has Putin's hand shoved so far up that judge's butt that he can't sit right. You think he cares that a U.S. doctor, a United States doctor, wrote a letter recommending she use medical cannabis to treat pain? Why even why even give that up? Like, what? I don't understand. So Griner, a two-time Olympic gold medalist and standout for the Phoenix Mercury, was arrested at Moscow's, let me get this a shot, Sheremetyevo Airport in February after customs officials said they found vape containers containing cannabis oil in her luggage. She faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted on charges of transporting drugs. Okay, I told you I heard a rumor. There it is. 10 years. She's looking at 10 years. Looks like they're charging her for transporting drugs. And here's the thing. Again, people think America, it's personal use. It wasn't backed up. It was under X amount of grams. It was this, it was that. Cool. Sounds like you know a little bit about the American justice system. Sounds like you know a little bit about your state. All right, I give you that. I won't even argue with you. Tell me what you know about Russian law. Tell me what you know about the amount of grams and transporting, right? What constitutes, dealing drugs in Russia? Go ahead and tell me. Put it in the chat. I'm curious. I want to know. What do you know about Russia? It's like that movie, that poster behind me, Snatch, one of my favorite movies. The movie starts out with one of the guys in the movie saying, "What do I know about diamonds?" Right? It's one of the greatest lines ever. What do I know about diamonds? And it starts the whole movie. Brittney Griner is sitting there right now in jail. What do I know about transporting? I'm just a basketball player. Pretty good basketball player. And then, what do I know about transporting? Poor Brittney. In court last week, Griner pleaded guilty to and acknowledged possessing the canisters, but said she had no criminal intent and said they were in her luggage because she packed hastily in her return to Russia to play for the UMMC. I'm not even going to attempt that one. Ekaterinburg basketball team during the WNBA's off season. In Russia's judicial system, admitting guilt doesn't automatically end a trial, since that plea, her court sessions have focused on in-person and written testimony to her good character and athletic prowess. Bro, that sounds like double talk for we gonna need some money. Yo, I'm trying to bribe somebody at this point. 10 years is what it is. Griner wore a Nirvana t-shirt as she sat inside the defendant's cage. That's customary in Russia courtrooms. At one point, she held up a photo of fellow WNBA players wearing her name and number 42 on her uniforms in tribute during part of Sunday's All-Star game in Chicago. I'm sure people were looking out for you. I'm sure people were looking out for you. Yeah. Crunk One Bear, what's up? Welcome. I believe it's the first time I'm seeing you here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I know you have plenty of options. Plenty of places you can be spending time, and you're spending it here with me. Thank you. And he's saying crickets. Absolutely. Who knows about the Russian system? Hell, they put you in a cage when you sit in trial. Completely different than the way we do it over here. Completely different. So, yeah, that's some crazy shit. Candace M. She would be lucky to come home unscathed, as we know other Americans who have been accused / convicted of crimes in Russia or other countries have not been so lucky. That is an excellent point. It's an excellent point. She will be lucky to get out of this. shit, unscathed. Now I'm thinking she getting out of here scathed. Like she's getting scathed. But just to walk away from this, she'll be lucky. She will be absolutely lucky, in my opinion. So, the attending physician gave Brittney's recommendations for the use of medical cannabis, said her lawyer, right? Maria Blaganova. The permission was issued on behalf of the Arizona Department of Health. So we're in Russia trying to convince a Russian court, the Russian judge, that it's okay she broke Russian law because she got a note from Arizona, United States of America. Some doctor said he recommends that she use medical marijuana. This is our defense. Boy, I hope she didn't spend that money she was making over there. If she did, she might have a problem. All you got to do is make a deal with Boris, Sasha, Tasha, you know what I mean? Somebody. Get Igor, Ivan, somebody. Get somebody from the, get somebody with a whole bunch of Russian tattoos on their chest. You know what I mean? She's inside. I be talking to the women like, yo, call your man. What do we got to do to make this go away? How much money? Start low, then raise it up. So it continues. Medical marijuana is not legal in Russia. Imagine that. Medical marijuana is not legal in Russia. The defense on Friday also submitted tests she underwent as part of an anti-doping check, which didn't detect any prohibited substances in her system. All right. The next hearing of Griner's case was scheduled for July 26th. U.S. President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has said that they are doing all they could to win her release, as well as that of other Americans the U.S. considers wrongly detained by Russia, including former Marine Paul Whelan, who was serving 16 years on an espionage conviction. 16 years, former Marine. Sounds like something different to me. Former Marine. Like, how hardcore was this Marine? I mean, was this guy working for the agency? Was he with the outfit and just got caught? We still should get him out of there. You know what I mean? Even more so, we should get him out of there. But that's just weird to me. You're a former Marine and you're in Russia. The time I spent in the military, I spent all my time training to kill Russians. So to have me in Russia, yeah, I was like, I trained to kill these guys. But anyway, Washington may have little leverage with Moscow, though, because strong animosity over military operations in Ukraine, duh. In the hearings yesterday and today, it became very clear that it's a tremendous amount of respect and admiration both in the United States and here in Russia for Ms. Griner has been playing basketball for 7 years, not only for her professional achievements, but for her character and integrity. U.S. Embassy Charged Affairs Elizabeth Rod said outside the courthouse in Moscow suburb of Khmelnytskyi, where the airport is located. The director and team captain of UMMC testified on her behalf on Thursday. Russian media has speculated that Griner would be swapped for Russian arms trader Victor Bouts, nicknamed the Merchant of Death. Wow. Who is serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S. after being convicted of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and providing aid to terrorist organizations. Why is that guy still alive, first of all? But whatever. Russia has gated to Bout's release for years, but wide discrepancies for the seriousness of the cases would make such a trade unpalatable to Washington. Others have suggested that Griner would be traded along with Whelan, who was serving 16 years in Russia on an espionage conviction that the U.S. has described as a setup. Yeah, it probably was a setup. And again, he could be with the outfit. The State Department designation of Griner as wrongfully detained moves her case under the supervision of its special presidential envoy for hostage affairs, effectively the government's chief hostage negotiator. the classification has irritated Russia. Asked about the possibility of Griner being swapped for the Russian jail, and the U.S. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rabanov, the senior Russian diplomat, has noted that until her trial is over, there is no formal or procedural reasons to talk about any further steps. So, I mean, I guess I don't know what they're trying to do there. Maybe they want to get her situation stepped up a little bit. Rabanov warned that the U.S. criticism, including a description of Griner's as wrongfully detained and the dismissive comments about the Russian judicial system, make it difficult to engage in detailed discussions of any possible exchanges. Yeah, that makes sense. And Griner's detention has been authorized through December 20th, suggesting the trial could last months. Griner's lawyer, however, said they expected to conclude around the beginning of August. All right, so here's the deal. You go to a foreign land, right? You go to a faraway land and you break their laws, and then you start talking shit, right, about their laws because I'm an American and we do it different in America, and I got a note from an American doctor that says I can do this. Okay. They're just gonna look at you funny and then lock you up, right? And then the U.S. government comes out, or elected leaders, you got the president, the vice president, you got all these other people with all these different titles coming out saying all this stuff. First of all, when it comes to incarceration, right? When it, again, our judicial system, I'll take our system over any other system, but our system ain't perfect. Who are we to tell Russia they doing it wrong? We lock up more people than Russia. We lock up more people than China. We lock up more people than anybody else on planet Earth. We do. But we gonna sit there, point our fingers over there at them and say that they wrong? She said I had it on me. I was in such a hurry packing my stuff that I forgot that it was in there. Do I believe it? Okay, I believe it. But you just said it's in there. There was some weed in there. It's illegal. That's illegal. Over there, that's illegal. Cribby 90 Facts, thanks. Appreciate that. That's illegal. Over there. So I ain't gonna lie. Like, I wanted to start with that article. You know, I do feel bad for her a little bit. And I'll get to why here in a second. I do feel bad for her. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. But she's in it, bro. She is absolutely in it. And I was kind of going through, I'm gonna show y'all something. I want to show y'all something that I thought kind of summed it up for me anyway. Right? So back in the day, I'm older. Y'all know Uncle Saints. Look, I'm up there. Right? So Stuck in the Middle with You is a song by Steelers Wheel. And y'all have heard this song before. It's released in 1972. You've heard it, and it's been used in so many movies. It's a cool-ass song. I love it. And what I love most about it is right here. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. That's Brittney. Right there. That's Brittney. Clowns to the left of me, her management team. Jokers to the right, the politicians. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Right? And you're like, yeah, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. Right? It's so hard to keep this smile from my face, losing control. I'm all over the place. Boy, you would think they wrote this song for her. I would play the song if I could, man, but I would definitely get copyright struck on that one. It's one of my favorite tunes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Now, yeah, granted, it was her fault. I was in such a hurry. I packed my stuff up. I'm sorry, officer. Could you imagine, even in a U.S. court, I was in such a hurry. I packed up my stuff really quick. I didn't realize I had half a kilo of cocaine in there. My bad. But I got a note from a doctor in Bolivia that says they recommend that I use a little bit of cocaine from time to time to help me with my PTSD. I ask you people, is that going to help me here in America, right? Let alone Russia. Is that shit going to help me here in America? My goodness, bro. My goodness. Candace M., if the Mary Jane was legally prescribed, obtained in the U.S., why not dump it before returning home? Oh, yeah, why not use it? Why not smoke it up? I'm with you on that. Crunk One Bear, the reason why we lock more people up because other places don't have time for criminals. They just shoot them. I mean, that's one perspective, bro. I think we lock them up because it's profitable, man. We have for-profit prisons. We have for-profit prisons here. There was a judge who was locked up, I want to say here in Florida. He was convicting juveniles all the time for shit that they didn't do, just to get them locked up. He was getting kickbacks from his buddy who owned the jail. You know, so it's one of those things, bro. It is what it is, but you know, there are definitely reasons for how locking people up, man. We lock that's really cheap, if not free labor. They in there doing work, bro. They getting paid pennies on the dollar for work that they're doing, man. So it's definitely a form of slavery. And then people look at it like, well, you know, people of color are disproportionately locked up more, this, that, and the third. Okay, yeah. But white folks get caught up in that too. And once you in that system, you in that system. If you ain't got the bread, right? If you don't have the legal team to come in there and show arraignment, you got a problem, bro. You got a problem. So, you know, that's one of those things with America, man. Candace M., could Brittney's naivete, I think I hacked that up, baby. I'm sorry, but she is naive. Be a result of the lax laws here in the U.S.? Absolutely. And it's not just the result of the lax laws. You know what I mean? Americans are ignorant. Like, we put no value. We place zero value on education or knowledge in this country. We don't. We don't do it. We just don't. So I put this really on her team, right? And just kind of going over my notes real quick. Brittney's management team had to be aware of the situation in Russia. Had to be. And here's the thing. I did some really quick research, and I wanted to see, I wanted to know how far back does this go? Like, how long has Brittney been playing over there? Like, how long has she been doing it? You know what I mean? Like, I was just curious, like, damn, how long you been going over there to play as a professional? And I came across an article, and it kind of blew my mind. Right? And here's the article here. It was seen that Brittney's been playing professionally in Russia since 2018. Since 2018, right? And this is important. She's been going over to Russia on the off seasons since 2018. She's been playing WNBA, and in the off season, she's go over here to Russia because they're getting paid more money. And this article basically talks about the disparity in pay between the WNBA for women and men, of course. And they're talking about how much money professional female basketball players are making in Russia. And I don't know if that includes all of Russia. I assume that it does. It seems like it's a pretty thriving market over there. They have the money, and they're not afraid to pay it to their female athletes with respect to basketball. So I'm like, all right, okay. 2018. She's been going over there. 2018. Well, okay, well, you know, here's some dates. Here's some numbers and some dates. Russia started the Russo-Ukrainian war. Basically, Russia started a civil war within Ukraine, February of 2014. There was a small section of Ukraine. I guess they were Russian speaking. I don't know, maybe they had a lot of Russians there. They wanted independence. Russia backed them, and they've been fighting. They're still fighting to this day. Right? This thing has been going since 2014. They're getting their weapons, their personnel, their equipment, their training from Russia. 2014. Right? Okay. Yes, Russia invaded Ukraine. That was February of this year. So now you just had this little hot pocket over here where you had this civil war that just been raging. You know what I mean? Like, there's really fighting. They were really fighting. And then Russia's like, nah, we about to go all the way. We're going to take the whole country. February of 2022, they invaded. That's ongoing. We saw how that went. And I did a couple a couple episodes on that. I'm definitely going to bring in some of my friends, and we're going to talk about that some more. You know what I mean? The fact that Russia's having trouble with Ukraine, that's a whole nother episode. But this has been going on since 2014. Brittney began playing in Russia in 2018. So am I to believe that her management team was completely oblivious to what was going on geopolitically in the region, right? In the very country in which you make your money, and they all eating off of her. It's not like they doing it for free, right? So, and then we get into it like, well, why was she doing it in the first place? Well, of course, like I touched on earlier, we were talking about, well, there's money involved, right? The women of the WNBA don't make as much money here in America playing professional basketball as they can other places on the planet, right? And again, it's not all of the players, it's the top players. And we hear about this all the time, like, oh, the professional basketball women of the NBA should make as much money as the guys in the NBA. No, they shouldn't. They don't generate as much money. They can't get paid that much money. In fact, if it weren't for the NBA giving money to the WNBA, you wouldn't even be able to watch them on TV. That league loses money. It's the only professional league I've ever heard of that gets to play on national television that loses money every year. Every year. Like Ty was asking me about it. I'm like, bro, I've never watched a complete WNBA game. I've gone to a game and I still didn't watch the whole thing. I was in LA. Somebody gave me tickets to go see the Sparks. We went down there. We didn't stay that long. I mean, it's not a slight to the WNBA. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I love athletes. I'm a football guy, American football guy. I love athletes. You know what I mean? I love watching people play. I understand the discipline and the hard work that goes into it. But you got to generate money. The WNBA does not generate the same kind of money that the NBA does. That's why NBA players get paid so much. And they got to fight for that, right? They got to fight to get that money. It's a business, period. So Brittney and other top-tier female basketball players have to go outside of America to make money. So I looked into that. So I'm like, well, all right, how much money, right? How much money is Brittney making? Because there was an article I kind of glazed over where I think it was her wife, her life partner. I don't know what the term's supposed to use. I think they're married. Was saying that, you know, Brittney wasn't making enough money to take care of the family. So she, like other, you know, women in the league, have to go overseas and make money there. I'm like, oh shit. All right. Well, how much money was Brittney making in the WNBA, right? So that's what I'm thinking. Like, fuck, man. Like, I know it's tough, but shit, how much are they making? And so here we go. I went and I went and found that. You know, and I did all this 15 minutes before I went on air, y'all, just so y'all know. So here it is. Here's Brittney's contract. Has her age. She's 31 years old. She's been playing in the league for 9 years. First round draft pick. She was number 1 overall in 2013. She's out of Baylor. We all know that. Like, she's one hell of an athlete. I mean, I love her highlight reel, man. She just be dunking on people. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. She's amazing. You know what I mean? I love watching her play, like in the highlights, but it's hard for me to watch the entire game. Has her agents' names and all that down there, right? So here it is, 2022, 2023 year, right? Her base salary is $227,900. The cap hit, I guess, is $227,900. Dead cap, and I'm not even sure what these numbers are because I ain't into sports like that. But dead cap, $227,900, right? And it has like yearly cash. It has two numbers here, so $227,900, but down here in brackets is $664,350, right? So I'm like, okay. And so her contracts, she signed a 3-year deal for $664,544 with Phoenix Mercury. That includes an annual average salary of $221,515. In 2022, Griner will earn a base salary of $227,900 while carrying the cap hit of $227,900. Again, I don't know what that means. Somebody have to explain that to me in the bottom. The cap hit. I know everybody got caps and stuff like that, but she's making $230,000 a year playing professional basketball in America. And the article that I saw, I'm sorry I didn't pull it up. I should have pulled it up, but it was saying that she wasn't making enough money to financially provide for her family. She wasn't making enough money, but she's basically right around $230,000 a year. I'm pretty sure she's getting endorsements. This is just her basketball money. I'm sure she's getting endorsements, right? I'm pretty sure that's not the only money. And I know she gets, I know for a fact that she gets bonuses. And they didn't have that in there. So I was just blown away by that, right? I'm like, well, damn. Like, oh, okay. You're not making enough money. That's a lot of money. Average American's making around $50,000 a year. I mean, you're well in the single-digit percentage. When you're looking at that, like in America, you're doing pretty good. Like, all right, but so that's why you go overseas to make extra money. Okay. So, and then I went looking, like I wanted to see, well, what is she making in the WNBA? I'm sorry, overseas for the Russian franchise. And I had it, and I'm sorry, I'm looking for it now. And I want to pull it up, but let me find this for you guys real quick. Because she has, I wanted to see her Russian salary. And just give me 1 second to find it. I thought I just had it. And here it is. There it is. New York Times. And I'm going to see if I can share this screen with you guys. Because I don't want to have to read the entire article. I think I can just share this. And I'm sorry, y'all know I'm still trying to make this happen. I'm still new to this. Still new to this. I should have had this set up better. Maybe one day I'll get to a point where I get an engineer and it'll move a little smoother. But thanks for hanging in there with me. But and here it is. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger so we can kind of read it right there. So Griner center for the Phoenix Mercury, who was in Russia to play for the Russian team, but she was detained, was reportedly earning at least $1 million from the team. Right? I didn't want to pull up it's New York Times, and I don't want to pull up the whole article. She was going to Russia to make $1 million. And I don't know the terms. I don't know how many years it is. I don't know if it's like 1 year deals or if it's a 2, 3. I don't know what the commitment is, but she was there to make $1 million. Okay. $1 million. Okay. I am not mad at her. If you can get that bread, go get it. However, One of the first things I learned in the street was this, right? All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. You've been over there since 2018 doing your thing, making this money. Russia has been messing with Ukraine since 2014. They got their own little Cold War jumping off over there. They done instigated a rebellion. They got a civil war jumping off. And here it is, 2022. They put their own army. The Russian army was on the Ukraine border. Everyone knew they were going to invade. Everyone knew it. Where was her team? Where was her management team? What were they doing? How is it they don't know? I can see, you can make the argument that Brittney was working hard, right? She's on the court. She's practicing. She's doing her thing. She's watching films. She's living her life. She has to take care of her family, right? She has her own affairs to tend to, right? She's doing her endorsements. She's doing all this stuff. If you're the management team, you have an obligation to ensure that the goose that lays the golden eggs doesn't get put in a cage. You can't make the money if she's locked up. Y'all know Brittney smoking? Y'all know she got the miracle metal marijuana thing going on? Y'all know this stuff. Y'all know the Cold War in Ukraine is about to go hot? Y'all know this stuff. Did her management team present this information to her? Did they properly brief her? If they did, then that's 100% on Brittney. If they sat her down, listen, the United States Army never sent me anywhere without properly briefing me. At least they gave me the information that they had. Was that information correct all the time? No. But at least they gave me the information. You did. You get properly briefed. Did Brittney get properly briefed? I put this on her management team. If she was not properly briefed, this is on them. So whatever it takes to bribe her out of jail, that firm should be paying it. Brittney shouldn't be reaching into her pocket saying, hey, here go $5 million, man. Go get this to whoever needs it so I can get out of here. That firm who failed to keep the goose who lays the golden eggs free should pay it. That's just my personal opinion on that. I mean, did Brittney even know where the U.S. Embassy was? If something popped off, did you know you just go to the embassy? Did she even know that? And my guess is no. My guess is she did not know. They've been going over here since 2018. They lax. They're Americans. They're sitting back. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Brittney go over there and get this money. And bam, she gets caught up. Again, if they sat her down and said, listen, this year's different. I know we've been coming over here since 2018, but this season is different. Remember when we briefed you about this civil war going on in Ukraine between Ukrainians and the separatists are backed by Russia? Well, Russia about to step it up. The Russian army's on the Ukrainian border. It looks like Putin's about to go invade Ukraine. They're going to take the whole country. Maybe we should sit out this year. Maybe. And people are like, oh, but come on, Saint, man. You know, hindsight being 2020. Nah, this conversation should have been had. If you're a professional, you're making a lot of money, you're going somewhere that's about to be a combat zone, you need to be briefed. And you need to go ahead and make that informed decision. Are we going to move forward? Yes or no? You still want to do this, Brittney? Yeah, I need to get that $1 million. All right, well, we're going to do it. We're going to have to be extra careful. We're gonna have to treat you like they treated me in the Army. Let's go through your gear. Let's see what you got packed. Hey, what's this? You got weed, definitely can't take that over there. Oh, you got paraphernalia? Definitely can't take that over there. Oh, but I need it for my ankle. You know, man, look, you better get some aspirin and buy the aspirin over there. When you land in country, we're gonna have your people waiting on you. They're gonna get you some painkillers that are approved in that country. We're gonna make sure that nothing can happen to you. That's what we're gonna do. You're gonna have your assistant right there by your side the whole time. This year is different. That conversation had to happen. This year is different. That's what you do. Like, what is she paying all that money for? What is she paying all that money for? If you got these folks out here just letting you Mr. Magoo your way through life. Brittney's team, her management team failed her terribly. And now people are mad at America. If your situation is so jacked up that you need the U.S. political system, i.e., our elected officials, to come save you, you in trouble. They can't save America. How the hell they gonna save you? Right? We have a lack of leadership in this country. So if you are counting on America to come riding over the hill like the 7th Cavalry to your rescue, you out of your mind. It don't work that way, y'all. You out of your mind. She paid all this money to these people. They secured this $1 million deal for her in Russia. That's great. 2018, 2019, that's great. Right? 2020, cool. 2021, starting to get hot over here. Maybe we should start looking for deals in Spain. Maybe she can play in France for a year. Maybe we can get her in Greece, Poland. It's a league. You know what I mean? Is it all Russian league or is it a European league? Maybe we can get her in Germany for a year. Or maybe we just sit back and don't make this money in 2022. Maybe we just sit back. You know what I mean? We'll just tell them, hey, Brittney's hurt. She can't. She's got a rehab. She can't come play. You know what I mean? Like, all money ain't good money. Pay that money back. That had to be a clause in that contract somewhere. She's got to stay in the U.S. and she can sit back and just watch safely, smoking her weed in Arizona and watching the war unfold in Ukraine and be like, "Whoo, good thing I wasn't there." That's why you pay management. That's why they are there. That is their purpose. They failed her. Not that I'm looking to make excuses for Brittney. That was dumb. She packed weed, right? That was dumb. I'm sorry. We know she brought that. She brought that on her own. As far as the piss test, come on now. There's people out there, they beat those tests all the time. I talk to folks all the time. When I was in the FA, we got drug tested all the time. I never had to beat a drug test because I didn't do drugs. It wasn't worth it to me. I ain't gonna lose my job over some weed or whatever. That's stupid. I didn't do drugs. Right? I retired. I'm retired now. Maybe I'll have me a weed brownie or a gummy, or maybe I'll smoke a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I saw Slow Jams not too long ago. I see you out there, Slow Jams. She blazed up with me. You know what I mean? She had that fire. Yeah, why not? To me, it's like taking a drink. I can have my Hennessy, or I can have me a little hit. You know what I'm saying? Get that Endo or whatever. I don't even know what y'all call it these days, man. You know what I mean? That wacky tobacco is what the old white folks used to call it. You know what I'm saying? We call it that herb. Smoking on that herb. But understand, I wasn't doing that when I was an air traffic controller. I'm a government employee subject to drug tests. I wasn't doing that, right? If the FAA came to me when I was an air traffic controller and said, hey, we want to send you to Syria, I'd have said, hell no, I'm not going to Syria. Well, we'll pay you $300,000. I'm not going. I know what's going on in Syria, right? I'm not going. I don't want to go to Lebanon. I'm not doing it. Hell, I don't like the Middle East. I went there during wartime. I ain't trying to go back. I don't want to go back to Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? My best friend's always trying to get me to go to Saudi Arabia. Let's go to Riyadh. Let's go to Rafah. I don't want to go there. You know what I mean? Let's go to the UAE. I really don't want to go. But I'm an F1 fan, so like, oh, we can go over here, Bahrain, and watch the race. I'm like, ooh. So that might be the way to get me over there, F1 races. But do you see my point? I'm aware of what's going on. If you ask me to go somewhere, hey, Saint, let's go to this country, I'm going to know that. Let me see what's going on in that country. Okay, they doing this, they doing that. All right, let me see. Okay, I'll go, or no, I won't go. I go to Colombia all the time. People are like, man, you crazy for going to Colombia. No, I'm not. Medellin is amazing. Cartagena is amazing. Bogota, cool. Just stay out of the jungle and you'll be fine. Stay out of the jungle, right? That's all you got to do. You know, be aware of what's going on around you. That's all you got to do. Things, there's a little bit more unrest right now in Colombia. Right now, there's some stuff going on politically. Yes, they got a new president coming in. Yes, his platform is different, shall we say. He is not pro-America as the previous administrations were. right? But still, they don't want to mess with the money. They still want America. They still want tourism. So they're not gonna, again, they're not gonna bite the hand that feeds it. So it's still not that bad. I'm still gonna go. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. But if it flares up, I'm gonna know about it. Right? All you gotta do is go to the State Department website. They'll tell you what's going on anywhere on the planet. They'll tell you what's going on. Oh, you want to go to the Congo? Go to the State Department. They'll tell you. So, yeah, man. That's all I wanted to talk about today, y'all, with this Brittney thing. I do feel sorry for Brittney. You know what I mean? And, you know, typical American, she's an athlete. People have been catering to her whole life. You know, there's still no excuse for not stepping up and looking at what you need to look at and understand where you are going. But I really put the weight of this, the majority of the blame, in my opinion, goes to her management team. Shame on them if they didn't properly brief her. If they did, then it's 100% Brittney. If they sat her down and said, hey, this is what we think you should do. We don't think we should go here this year. We think we should do this, and this. If Brittney was given options and she still chose to go to Russia, then that's 100% Brittney. All right, that's all I got to say, y'all. Thanks for hanging out for me a little bit, man. You know, Candace, Crunk Bear, all y'all, thank y'all so much for coming through. Brother Jason came through, man. I appreciate it. Y'all be rocking with a brother, man. I really do appreciate it. And then Candace also put in another comment there. Brittney is not the first athlete or entertainer to be mismanaged. When will they take a more hands-on approach to their affairs? That's a good point. You know, Americans like being that. They like being that superstar, man. They like being, you know, the A-lister. They like being able to say, "Oh, go talk to my people." And I'm with you, Candace. You know what I mean? I don't think that's ever going to happen until Americans start taking education serious. I don't think it's ever going to happen. America used to be a place where people would read the newspaper every day. You get the morning edition, the afternoon edition, and the evening edition. People, and then every now you get those special editions. Like people would, extra, read all about it. Americans used to read and be on top of what's going on. And it was because those Americans fought wars. So you look at World War II, you look at America from 1940, probably up until the 70s, early 70s, mid 70s. Americans would read the paper all the time, and then it started to drop off. You know, guys who fought in Europe would read all kind of stuff about Europe. They still have friends over there who helped them during the war. Same thing with people who fought in the Pacific theater. Now, the Marines had it really hard, and some of the Army units, but the Marines really had it hard. It's not like they had a whole lot of friends over there when they were island hopping and doing what they were doing, but they still read about the region. Americans don't do that anymore. Remember, we had all those people who served. Back then, our leadership was full of men and women who served, right? Think about it. You go back, you go back to FDR. He didn't serve. He had a condition, right? He didn't serve. Man was paralyzed. But he got Truman. His VP took over once FDR passed, and then after that, every president after that was military, right? Because you had Eisenhower, Army, of course. You know what I mean? Commander, Army forces in Europe, right? After him, you had JFK, Naval Commander, PT-109. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, right? He was the commander. You had JFK. He was assassinated. Johnson, Navy guy, right? Johnson was replaced by Nixon, another Navy guy. Was it Johnson, Nixon? I think it was. Yeah. Nixon was replaced by Ford, another Navy guy. Right? After Ford, it was Carter, another Navy guy. Like you see with that, right? Then we got Reagan. Reagan couldn't serve, but he did serve like as a auxiliary soldier kind of thing. He was an actor. I think he might have had some sort of physical condition. They called it 4F. I think he was 4F, and he couldn't go fight. He wanted to, but he did everything he could. He made training films. He did all kinds of stuff. He made a training film for the guys who dropped the hydrogen, the atomic and hydrogen bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it was Reagan who helped make the training video, the actual video. They actually put together this movie so the crew, the pilots, they could watch, and it would help them. It basically was like a poor man's simulator where we would just give you goggles and you could do it. They had to build everything. They had to make it look exactly the route he's going to fly and this and that. And there was Ronald Reagan's voice on that. Reagan had a huge hand in that. And then, of course, his vice president, another Navy guy, George Bush, George H.W. Bush, pilot, aviator, Navy, right? You look at that, he became president. And then we started getting to the era now where no one's, hardly ever serves. You know what I mean? We had Clinton, then we had W kind of served. He was in the reservists or whatever, guard or whatever he did, air guard. But at least he was in. You know what I mean? He was in. Clinton didn't serve. Obama didn't serve. Trump didn't serve. I don't think Biden served. So we're into that era now where people didn't serve. People didn't go to faraway lands. People, they don't have a vested interest in the world. And so they don't read the paper. They don't cover news. They'll watch anything entertainment. So I don't think that people will ever be hands-on with their own affairs, to be honest with you, to that extent, Candace. I was a pretty long-winded answer. Sorry about that. But like I said, if it were up to me, everybody would serve. Lottie-dottie, every damn body. Join the United States military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, or Coast Guard. I would definitely make that the law of the land. And in order to be president of the United States, it should be a law. In order to be president of the United States, you have to serve. You have to have served in the military. There's no way in hell you should be the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military force the world has ever known, and you never served in that force. I'm sorry. You should not be allowed by law. It should be illegal for you to be president of the United States if you haven't served in the United States military. You can hold any other position. You can be VP. And people are like, well, what if the president, something happens to the president and the VP steps up? It's temporary. He steps up, and if he's not military, he steps up until we find another replacement who's been in the military. So we have to go all the way down to the line of succession until we find, like, Speaker of the House was in the military. Okay, now Speaker of the House is president. And the VP goes back to being VP. You know what I mean? If it goes all the way down to Secretary of Education. Secretary of Education was president, all right? I mean, she was, Secretary of Education was in the military, fine. You're president now, and the VP goes back to being VP. So that's my take on that. I'll do a show on that one day, man, because I plan on bringing up some of my military buddies. We're gonna have a good old fire chat about why America is so jacked up. So anyway, thanks for rocking out with me, y'all. I only planned on being on here like 45 minutes. I've already been an hour and 2 minutes. Candace, thank you so much. Crunk One Bear, thank you so much. Cribby 90, thank you. Like I said, brother Jason, and for all of y'all in the replay, man. Yo, check it out. Give it a like if you do like it. Leave some comments. Let me know how y'all think. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.